This recipe gives you a surefire way to turn your Christmas turkey and trimmings into the ultimate leftovers sandwich. Stuffed between a belting homemade focaccia with a shortcut to a tasty pickle done in a fraction of the time. It's layered with whatever's in your fridge, topped with mayo mixed with leftover gravy. It's next level good. So this incredible sandwich is inspired by a dish called muffalata, and they're big focaccias that are split in half, opened up and then filled with layer upon layer of beautiful things. Mozzarella, prosciutto, parmesan, antipasti, peppers, all that goodness. But really what I want to do is break it down to the principles so you can make it your own at home with your leftovers. So if we're going to make a beautiful sandwich, we need to make a beautiful dough. So I want to give you a recipe that is super reliable, that you can use in many different ways in your life, whether it's pizza bases, nice little rolls, and of course we're going to make the most incredible focaccia. 1 kilo of strong flour onto a clean surface. A couple of teaspoons of salt, 700 millilitres of tepid water, sort of lukewarm. So the yeast you can buy in sachets, and you can get it in all the supermarkets. Just scatter that into your water. The heat of the water will activate the yeast, and the yeast will be very happy if you add a little sugar, or in this case, honey. So a little teaspoon goes in, and then we can just mix it up like this. Just use your fork to bring the flour from the outside to the inside, bit by bit. As this batter gets thicker and thicker, it then becomes a dough. I think in that time between Christmas and New Year, betwixtmas, you know, a lot of us have got time to do some different cooking, some batch cooking, some lovely slow cooks, and in this case, like a lovely homemade bread. And also, you know, starting with these simple raw ingredients that, of course, are much cheaper than buying a focaccia yourself. Like, this is a win-win. As I'm moving the dough around with the fork, I'm just using this little scraper just to bring it in to the center. So I'm going to give you some lovely shortcuts to turning those leftovers into something absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be a sandwich beyond all sandwiches. And also it's really good for groups of people. You can do one big massive one, like slice it up, let people take what they want, and you can feed quite a lot of people. So you can see 10 minutes of kneading, and what we've got now is a really lovely elastic dough. So what I do now is give it its first prove. Proving is simply letting the yeast activate and double the dough in size. So put a little bit of oil into a bowl, give it a little rub around the edges, just put that in there like that. And then I'll just get a little tea towel and wet it. Just put this over the bowl and give that 1 hour, and then I'll show you what to do next. What you'll see is it's doubled in size, and at this point, we've got to knock it back. Knock out the air, and then what you do is prove it again. So put some oil in a nice big tray. This is about 40 by 30 centimeters wide, and then take this dough and just plop it in there like that. Push it out as much as you can. And by pushing your fingers right to the bottom of the tray, you create these little dimples that you can then fill up with gorgeous extra virgin olive oil. And that will go into all the little cracks and crannies. You could put herbs, sliced tomatoes, and all kinds of things. I'm gonna keep it super simple. Olive oil, salt, and that's it. So, let that prove until it's doubled in size again. Under here is a focaccia bread. It's a big sandwich and the most delicious. It's as big as this tray. Have you ever seen focaccia? Have a look. Don't touch it though, because it's got to double in size. Give you a kiss. This dough has had another hour, and that's going to go in an oven. This oven is at 200 degrees Celsius, and we'll give that 25 to 30 minutes until golden and crisp and gorgeous. So, next up, the leftovers. We're going to use some British cheeses, red Leicester, cheddar. We're going to use our turkey, stuffing, smoked ham. This is a sandwich that you have to share. And then we're gonna make a quick pickle, which is a fantastic thing to learn if you ever wanna bring a little bit of life into a dish. Turning everyday veggies like cauliflower, radishes, carrots, cucumber into something really exciting. We're gonna use white wine vinegar. You could use red wine vinegar. 5 or 6 tablespoons, some salt, and a little bit of olive oil. So it's about 1 part olive oil to about 6 parts vinegar. Think of it like that. Just a little bit of whole grain mustard. Look at that. And then we can have fun with some textures. So take your humble carrot and you can create the most beautiful textures just by peeling, right? If you've ever got a crinkle cutter, it's quite a cool way to chop up cucumbers into little matchsticks. Even leftover cauliflowers here, just cut them into tiny, tiny florets. If you make this pickle up, you can use it straight away. You can keep it in the fridge. And it's a great way of maybe extending some of the life of your veggies. So with the radishes, just slice them up any old way. We can spice it up with a little chili. Just give it a nice little kick up the backside. I've got tarragon here. It could be mint, it could be parsley, it could be basil. Just tear the dill in like that. Then I'm using some jarred peppers here. They're just char grilled, super convenient, amazing sweet flavour that's a little bit sort of smoky. Beautiful. And then here I've got some olives. So get the crunchy veggies all mixed up with that vinegar. And what's nice about this recipe is it's a principle that you can use for whatever's in your fridge. Pickle done. What I tend to do if I've got any leftover turkey is just take it off the bone and then I can slice it up. So slice your meats as thin as you can. What I love about this is all the smells around me are the classic smells of Boxing Day. You know, leftover turkey, stuffing, the pickles. There's some nice red Leicester and cheddar. Often you'd see different kinds of mayonnaises or aiolis as a layer on a muffalata. And I'm gonna make some leftover gravy mayonnaise, and I can only promise you, this is a thing of beauty. Gravy mayonnaise. It's so right but wrong. It's so good. Let's get the focaccia out of the oven. It looks good. It's had half an hour. Oh. And look at that. Nice and golden. Now, as soon as it comes out of the oven, you feed it again with olive oil. Let it soak into the bread. Give that 15 minutes, then we'll split it and make this incredible sandwich. So this has cooled down beautifully now. Oh. So our job is now to get in there and split it. Try and go in the middle. And I tend to just go around the edge first, like this. Don't go all the way through, don't try, because you might go wonky. And then once you've joined up, then you can start slicing through. Oh, look at that. We can now start layering up. We're gonna use our incredible gravy mayo. So that is the first layer of flavour. And do that layer of the smoked ham. Look at that. Beautiful. Then we can go in with our little bit of rocket. Here you could use watercress. You could use herbs if you wish. Then we can go a little bit of cheddar. Just little slithers. Look at that. Then we're gonna get our lovely turkey. And we're still celebrating that amazing, amazing roast dinner from Christmas. But any leftovers this could embrace. Then we're gonna go for this amazing pickle. What I might do is just pick out some of this pepper first. It still feels like it's as crazy as Christmas should be, with tinsel and baubles. It's just a really nice sort of party sandwich. Last layer of the red Leicester. And then last but not least, let's get the stuffing on top. I want to use all of those lovely leftovers. There, we have got an epic sandwich. I just kind of slice into it, right down to the bottom. That is a sandwich not to be messed around with. Let's have a little go on our Christmas leftover focaccia muffalata. Oh yeah. Completely eccentric. It uses up leftovers and it's a beautiful thing to make your own bread. What a celebration. There you go. Muffalata. Merry Christmas.